So
Yeah,
we'll
something
see.
to keep an eye on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right now we keep our eyes on the NFL. Nice enough to join us. We missed him last week for the holiday. Great to have him back. Former Bills, 49ers, Chargers receiver, Stevie Johnson. Stevie, I got to ask you about the weather. You know, it's December now, and you would know about this as well as anybody. What is the key as a receiver to catching the football in freezing cold weather, Stevie?
You got to do your job. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, you have to do your job. It don't matter what the weather is like. And most of the guys out there don't really worry about the weather during game days. It's only the build up when we have time off and time to be in the weather. But when the game start, elements doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Stevie, I'm looking behind you, and I think you're in the bowling alley. And if people are just joining us for the first time, Stevie has a bowling alley, and he's working on his bowling game. Are those like different sizes of shoes, or are those just all the same shoe, and you can just pick one out anytime you want?
Yeah. Hey, I need more money for that one, but yeah, it is different. It's different sizes, and I'm thankful for it because over the holiday weekend we had the family out, and the lanes do get very slippery. So it's very it's more so for the kids though.
Yeah,
It's more so for the kids.
I
Yeah,
get it.
we got the tiny ones was worn today. These what 10.
Yeah, them the 10 to 10 Ys right there. Yeah.
I can fit into some of those. I know, because when we come down, we got to have our shoe size definitely in there somewhere. So
Exactly. I got you, man. We got the size balls and everything. Got to wipe down and everything. So y'all have a good time.
I was gonna ask you, do I got to bring my own ball or do I got to bring my own kicks? Or I'm locked in.
Only if you particular, bring. I know guys. I know certain guys like my guy Keenan Allen. I mean, he has his own ball, the bag, and everything. So it get real. It get real for sure.
Stevie, I apologize. I got to go back to my first question. I know Jay kind of shook his head.
Yeah.
And I understand the thinking, like it doesn't matter what the weather is. But when it's snowing or there's freezing rain, it's got to be a little more difficult. I understand what you're saying. It's like you can't think that way, but there's got to be some kind of adjustment you got to make, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he got a phone call real quick. I could tell. So hold on, it's coming back. It's coming back. That's what happens when you're busy. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe you could break some news for us.
Well, I tell you this: when it's freezing, I actually had an opportunity to play this past weekend in a tournament.
Yeah,
and it was cold as I don't know what. In Ripon, we played in Ripon. It's cold, so I can only imagine when it's snowing, when it's 10 degrees, when it's like over in Buffalo. No way.
Right.
And then you catching the ball from Josh Allen and them. Nah, I'm good.
And you got to assume someone is ready to hit you as soon as you catch it.
Yeah.
Completely. Like, there's no way. Ain't no way I'm doing that, man.
Yeah.
There you go. I said, I know he got a phone call. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, Whitey, that's a good question. I know you want to dive deeper, but I guess you got to just understand the mentality of the athlete.
Okay.
We train it and we kind of prepare for any kind of weather. So the hands, we're not really worried about it because we do have the hand warmer, so we want to keep them warm like that. But it's nothing that we really overthink, So it doesn't really pop into our mind. Like even with our legs being cold, our arms, some people don't wear the full sleeves. It's like we don't really think about it. We just really have to try to execute that play and not get embarrassed by that other player who might take advantage of the weather. So it's one of those mental things, I guess, and it blocks us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Stevie, the weather wasn't as cold as we thought it would be in Cleveland this past weekend for the 49ers. 26-8 win over the Browns. What was your biggest take from that game?
Okay, I had two big takes from it. One, they handled business against the team that they were supposed to, so that's a great sign. You're not losing those games. And then two, I saw Brock Purdy being energized. He wasn't timid when he made mistakes. It wasn't timid mistakes, and it kind of made me I don't want to say forget about Mac Jones in the sense of we don't need you, but that was pretty cool to see Brock Purdy's energy. He was even doing the Dougie when he hit when he got in the end zone. Like that was cool to see. And then I guess we have a third, which is a bonus, is Mac Jones getting in on the final play and him having fun with Kendrick Bourne. So that's good energy around the locker room, and that was three things that was good to see actually.
How close, Stevie, do you think Brock is coming off the toe injury? How close is he to being like, yep, he's a full power Brock Purdy again?
You know what? I mean, I'm going to answer your question. Honestly, I don't know if he'll ever be full on, but I mean, if you see him having fun and dancing in the end zone, we got to say that he's 98%, you know?
Okay.
So as an NFL player, you never really 100, as they say. And when you have, and when you have a bad game, we'll see if he says anything about his injury. If not, then we're good. But hopefully you don't have no bad games. It's just competitive games.
What is going on with, Juwan Jennings? Can you kind of explain to me when other guys, and I know this is brotherhood, right? And I've covered the NFL for a long time. When you've got other guys, including Myles Garrett from another team, maybe saying some things after the game about him, and we had the incident the week before where that whole thing happened with him getting kicked and the what. What exactly do you think is going on there? Because it's never good when guys come out and say those sort of things.
I feel like people just talking a lot more. It's more clickbait, more numbers. More presses on a button. Because like usually it's the same stuff that goes on like from years past when I played before us. It was all types of trash talk going on. I think now when you expose certain things, it kind of helps both parties in a sense because you learn more about who Juwan Jennings is, who's this guy who's doing it. And as long as he's putting up numbers, hey, that's good for him and his social. So it's an evolution in the entertainment world. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. Whatever he said, sometimes, you do cross the line, but maybe it's the art of war. Like anything goes in between the lines. And afterwards, he ready to dap you up. But, who knows what's going on with there. But I don't think it's really a problem.
Now, Stevie, we don't know what was said. So I'm not asking you what was said because we don't know. But you mentioned a line. Where would the line be? Would it be like talking about somebody's family, something like that? Would that be crossing the line?
Yeah, for sure. If especially you don't know how the person's family is, maybe they have something wrong in the family and the guy exposes it. Who knows what it is? Yeah, family is usually off limits.
Yeah.
Usually family's off limits, man. Anything else you can say whatever you want. It's been a whole lot of chatter and talk, but you got to brush that off. The calling you out your names, doing all that, like that's understandable. Whatever else he's saying, even if it's like vulgar or derogatory towards each other, that's still cool. But when you bring family in or whatever he said, if he did say family, then that's unnecessary, and the OGs or the veterans gotta step in on the 49er side to let them know, hey, say what you want to, but just chill on that part because you don't want to take it out into the streets because that's not what we are. We're not gangsters. We're not out to really do that out in the streets. It's just ball, get into his mind.
Stevie, you ever had, and don't name names, man, because they're your teammates. You ever had somebody where everybody in the locker room was like, yeah, dude off the hook. Like that dude right there, we got to reel him in every single damn game.
Yeah, we had some, usually it's the DBs. I don't know what's up with them. And the crazy thing is I'm usually friends with all of the DBs, and I don't know whether they was using me because they didn't want me to torture them at practice or we just kind of related because we was kind of like, we had that temper.
I'm checking every DB you ever played with now. I'm going down the list.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing. I feel like that is what a characteristic you have to have as a DB. Stevie, like I was asked one time, like, what position would you be? I said, I'd be a cornerback. I'd be out there talking trash all the time.
Yes, be disruptive, right? It's the art of war. That's why I like Jalen Ramsey because, he'll try to get under your skin and he's athletic and all that. We need more of that physicality, but you need a whole team to ride with you. You can't do it on your own. It can get draining.
Stevie Johnson with us. Do you think that the 49ers having gone through all the injury issues they've gone through and are still going through, has that made them at this point an even better team to survive that?
Yeah, it shows depth, and it shows an encouraging management group, that they was able to get guys that can still fill in and win these games that's needed to continue getting these victories in this conference, being 9-4, I believe.
Yeah.
Who's I think the Rams are 9-3 or not. I think they just lost.
Yeah.
9-3. Yeah, like you got to continue stacking dubs, and if you lose these type of games just because you have injured guys, it's like there's no excuse. That burns the entire building. So it's good to see from the management to the players that were called role players now being pushed into starting positions. It's good to see.
We had a convo yesterday about the NBA versus the NFL, and the NFL on a any given Sunday, the saying, anything can happen. And this season in particular, it's just crazy right now. I don't know if we can really point out one specific team that we consider winning at all. Do you like that? Like week to week, just anybody can beat up on anybody else? Or do you feel like that's watered down?
Dang, you know what? I would actually love to have an extended season. I think that's what the difference between the NBA and the NFL. The NBA players, it's like tough to see them playing defense every single night because they have 80 plus games. So they kind of pick and choose in a sense. They're elite athletes and they can't go all day. And with the NFL, we have so much less of a season, and most of those games matter. Maybe two to four of those games may not, but you have to give your all the time. And if we did extend that with the sport being so physical, maybe there's more injuries, but I think that's just why the intensity is a little bit different. And that's what I see from like watching a Kings game versus watching a Bills game and a Niners game. Each week for the Bills and the Niners is valuable. And the Kings, they know they can still get on a run later on or mid-season and lock in and, do what they need to get into the playoffs.
Stevie, from the standpoint of a player looking at the coaches, maybe you guys, other than what the coaches tell you, maybe you don't pay attention. But it's interesting to me because you've got Robert Saleh, and he is exhorting guys, and he's cheering, and he's pumping his fist, and he's, exhorting the officials, hey, that's a safety. And Kyle Shanahan looks like he's at the proctologist. He's got that look like he is not having a good time at all. He is stressing. Is it good for the players to have that balance, or is it a matter of, they're busy with what they're doing, they don't really pay attention?
Yeah, that's a game within a game type of peace, peace of mind, seeing that yin yang, that balance of the coach that's over the top and then the coach that's just real chill and stern. So it's a bonus, I would say. As pros, it won't matter what you have. You can have a hot head coach and another hot head coach. Hey, you got to just handle your business because if not, you going to be on fire. You feel me?
Yeah. Joined by Stevie Johnson. Yo, Stevie, the Niners look to have some guys coming back. Kicker, Yetur Gross-Matos, maybe Cowing. As someone who's played in the league, we're talking about, week 15 when the guys come back and play off a bye week. Do you see that as an advantage? If you're in the locker room, are you looking around like, yeah, we're getting guys back and that's something extra? Or is it kind of like what you just said, hey, man, we just, a straight face and we're going to keep forward and whoever jumps on the bandwagon, we're going to keep moving?
Man, it's a little bit of both, but having that bye week late is excellent because it's like another break in the season. And like we were saying with the NBA, you just condense it, and having that break towards the end is like having two breaks. And when you got guys that's, in this game, injuries happen. So you get the healthy guys back. You get more depth. You get more confidence because you can get those substitutions, and that leads to more stamina and energy on the field as opposed to guys dragging because who knows when a special team happening is going to occur and you need to circle back and get your offense or your defense back on the field.
I do actually have one more for you, Stevie. I'm curious right now, and I know we still have ball to play, but if you were to just look around the league right now, who would you say is the team right now who has the best chances to go the distance? Because right now, I really can't pick one out. I mean, maybe if you're going to do trendy like New England, but, that team's still very young.
Yeah, I would have loved to. New England's definitely doing a good job, just like the Indianapolis Colts. But obviously, we want to see more. I would have loved to see the San Francisco 49ers play more man and press coverage against the Rams and dominate them because they would be up there probably on a second tier. With me, I would say on the NFC, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Come on, Stevie.
Although they were looking bad, but they still got the same team and they still stacked enough wins early to, hit a stride if they need to. On the AFC side, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills as far as their running game. They got a quarterback that can run it, and they got a running back who can run and catch out the backfield. And and what they showed against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 41 minutes of time of possession is controlling. If you can control the game like that, that's tough for any team.
Be cooking.
Yeah, can you believe your Bills they're trying to win the division? They're looking up at New England. That is stunning.
Yeah, that's hard. When you look at the New England Patriots, it's it's the confidence. It's what Stephon Diggs is bringing. What's the energy that Mac Hollins is bringing? It's letting Drake May know you just be you and put it there, and I'm gonna do the rest. And he got the other guys in the locker room feeding off of that energy. I'll say Diggs because you seen it when he went to the Bills 4 years ago, the shift, and then he goes and jumped to the Texans. It was a shift there. Now he's going to the Patriots, and now they're 10-2 at top of the division. It's like, hey, it's got to be Diggs. So I attested to his attitude.
Yo, Stevie, last one for me, man. It sounds like you watch a little hoop big time. I know you know, Bay Area native. I would imagine you're a Warrior fan, but what you thinking of early on in the NBA?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I like it. It's cool. You know, I feel like that brought me up to what we were talking about earlier. You know, with the season is so long, so it's hard to see guys really lock in. And I feel like with the Kings, they got a lot of talent, but it's like, I guess you can't run them into the ground. I feel like there's some trades that could be made. I talk to my guy Z all the time, and I feel like we got a talented guy in Keegan who can do a lot. And if we can ship him and get another big, that can be some moves that the Kings can make, maybe some young guys, some young bigs, and, bring that energy because they have the guys. And I like Malik Monk, too. Just give him green light. And, yeah.
All right, Stevie. We appreciate it. Thanks. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Stevie.
We'll talk to you next week.
Love. Take care, family.
Yes, Stevie Johnson. May have, great Stevie Johnson. May have a little bit of, I don't know, be in Bill's denial,
Oh.
Because they're.
Kev says they might be struggling a little bit more than we thought.
Yeah.
And I know last game against Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's defense did not play particularly well. He's right. I mean, they do have a talented game in terms of on the ground because they do have Cook and they do have Allen who can use his legs. But they've had some issues this year where they've just been inconsistent. And I feel like in the past there's been a couple of years where they were so solid, but they just couldn't get past KC. Now this is the year they could get past KC, and there's other roadblocks, and they're having their issues.
They, for the last few years, have been really good. They haven't turned the ball over, and this year they've had
turnovers.
A lot more turnovers.
Yeah, so is Allen alone, right?
Yeah. When we come back, 3 things to watch for tonight. The Kings, I predicted 17-point win over the Houston Rockets.
Is this a Whitey's wish list?
Oh,
Wait
my
a minute.
goodness.
Okay.
Oh, coming up next on Sactown Sports.
Never have I ever called